Hello everyone, it's me, One Gamer 4, back in another video, and oh, my bad. We're gonna be, doing a little something different. I know a lot of people are noticing this background, and literally speaking, everyone would think that I'm just going on a rant. Not really. Um, Not really. I'm not really angry or nothing offended, but I'm just going to ask one simple question regarding the FNAF Gotcha community. I got I got I got a little question for all of you. So bear with me. Why are some of you guys making Crying Child the bad guy? Like genuinely, I want to know. Like on this goes like to many FNAF Gotcha creators out there. Like sometimes I see a video or two where where the Crying Child doesn't forgive Micheal Afton, which is normal. It's normal. Like I legit am 100% behind Crying Child's choice here of not forgiving his older brother. But people always be saying things like, "Oh my god, Crying Child doesn't forgive Micheal. It was an accident. He's so rude." I'm sorry about that cringy voice, but you get the idea. I've been seeing it over and over and over to the point that it just kind of bugs me. So, oh boy. Many people who don't even look at FNAF are just going to see that I'm making a huss out of it. So, let me just explain to everyone who doesn't get the idea. Basically, Crying Child is who we play as in FNAF 4. FNAF 4 being the game which is supposed to be the end of the story, the end of the original FNAF story, where we usually play as a night guard. We are now playing the in-game universe of easy pickings. Children. We play as a child. And what's stopping these nightmarish animatronics from getting us is our simple doors and our flashlights. In these games, in those nights of trying to prevent yourself from getting eaten or dead from these guys, from these animatronic nightmares, there are some mini games, 8-bit mini games in which we've discovered that Crying Child has an older brother who wears a foxy mask and who is bullying him. And then in FNAF 6, I mean not in FNAF 6, but in Night 6, well, you could tell. The Crying Child dies by the Golden Freddy suit. Now, why is people saying, okay, what does this have to do with Crying Child not forgiving Micheal? Here's the thing. You want to know how Crying Child got into the animatronic's mouth? Because his older brother, the Foxy Bro, who now later has been revealed to be Foxy Bro and Micheal Afton are the same people, the same person. Micheal Afton had the brilliant idea of shoving his little brother in the mouth of the animatronic. Surely nothing is going to go wrong from there, right? Everything does go wrong. With the tears, combining with the spring locks, and the spring locks have one thing in common: make sure you tighten them tight and don't have water mixed with it. The water mixed from the tears crush his head, and Crying Child is no more. He did. From that, he basically possesses the Golden Freddy suit alongside with Cassidy. So, for those who now know about that, okay, so let's continue. Now, after saying all that, people are thinking it's an accident, but the bite of the 80s, the bite of 83 was an accident, not the bullying. Okay, maybe Micheal didn't mean to have his brother get munch, like being killed by the munch, but the fact that Micheal was literally bullying this kid for no apparent reason. And don't, I know many of you are going to say, but Michael's friends forced him to bullying into that. Or whatever. Like, we never see why Michael Afton does it. Okay? Just out of nowhere, Michael decided to put on the Foxy mask and just bully his brother. Like, so much. To the point that he even think it was a good idea to put his little brother in the mouth of Golden Fredbear. And I'm like, what reason do you have? And what was going through your mind when you put your little brother in the jaws of an animatronic? And I know many people are saying, well, Michael did it because he wanted attention from his father because uh maybe maybe Michael was just, neglected while Crying Child and Elizabeth aren't were getting loved. Or maybe Michael was taking his frustrations out of Crying Child because he was forced to babysit him while his parents divorced, kind of like Pete in Step Closer. Regardless of whatever reason you think it is, I just don't. I'm not gonna lie. It seems like Michael regrets it, but doesn't that does not mean Crying Child has to forgive him. Don't forget that Crying Child is a child. That's the whole point of his name, and I don't care if you name this kid Chris Afton, Norman Afton, Evan Afton. It don't matter. This man is still a kid. Most likely under 10. Most likely under 10. He could maybe just be made have a good future, but Michael took it away from him. Like, my goodness, like who knows? Maybe glam maybe Crying Child would have been the next CEO. He could have been taking the helms. He could have taken his father's footsteps and be work in the Fazbear Entertainment. Heck, I don't know. Would have been cool to see Charlie as well taking up Henry's spot and Crying Child taking William's spot. Who knows? In a good future where William doesn't mess all that up. But no, Michael took that all the way. Basically, Michael just ended his life in the under the age of 10. And if people don't make Crying Child the bad guy, they ignore him. He's basically the side character. He's basically Goten from Dragon Ball. Like, like, before everyone starts saying, but Michael suffered the most in Crying Child. Crying Child should give him a chance. Okay, genius. I'll tell you. How about you ask me this? Imagine if you are in the shoes of Crying Child, all right? And all of a sudden, Michael just starts bullying you for no apparent reason. And like he bullies you mercilessly, coming out of your bed, behind the couch, and all that, scaring you with a foxy mask, and having him and his friends carrying you to the mouth of Fredbear. Like, would you really forgive him for cutting your life short? Would you really? Exactly. The face of the matter is, most of the fandom always treats Crying Child badly, and some kind of monster where he was just an innocent little kid. And when people don't treat him the way, they forget his existence. In summary, I feel like Crying Child is a sweet and underrated character. Like, I feel bad about this kid because like he clearly didn't ask for his brother to hate him for regardless of whatever reason that any people will put in. Maybe William Afton views his youngest son or youngest children better than his older son. Or maybe Michael Afton got tired of babysitting this kid while his parents are divorced and whatnot. Or he was forced to by his bullying friends. Regardless of which, Crying Child is, an underrated character, and it really is a little saddening to see that he is now being portrayed as somewhat of an antagonist, all because people just love Michael Afton and think Michael Afton should deserve a break and expect Crying Child to forgive him like he wasn't the one who just killed him. I'm just saying. Well, guys, that's going to be the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below if you think Crying Child really should have forgive Michael, or should he not really forgive Michael? And subscribe. We're trying to upload daily. This is Juan Gamer 54 signing off.